Hello, this is Gerald Salenti, and it's Tuesday, November 1st, 2022. And you do Trends Journals out because it's Tuesday. And here's the cover, another brilliant cover by the brilliant Anthony Frieda. False flag war. Blame the other guy. Yep, that's what we're getting on and on, over and over, and it's happening again. I mean, you go back. I mean, name the false flag. Remember the Maine? Oh, the Gulf of Tonkin incident. That guy Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction, ties to Al Qaeda. Anyway, just bullshit. And they're maniacs in charge. And that's the thing to remember. These are mentally ill people. That there is no talk of peace is disgusting. And when you do talk about it, you're blacklisted or blackballed. Oop, can't say blackballed, whiteballed. No, genderballed. Fuck off that shit. Yeah, I had one of my tenants over here, Rough Draft. They do a great business. They're in the 1773, 1774 academy when I redid the place beautiful. They closed down when I had the Freedom and Peace Festival here this past July. Put up all over the internet. They're closing down because there's a political rally. And I'm their landlord. They closed down when the rally started at 2 p.m. It wasn't a political rally. But that's the arrogance and the ignorance of the little freaks that don't fight against war and hate people for peace. And that's what's going on in the world. Oh, you know what the big story was? It was on RT today. World War III has already effectively begun. Nouriel Roubini said. Oh, wow. Oh, he's from NYU. He's a member of the club. When did we say this would happen? Let's go back to your Trends Journal cover. Only February 22nd, 2022. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war, talk of peace is forbidden. Got it? This thing is heating up. As we said, we're totally opposed to the war, but again, we totally understand why it happened. Because here's your Trends Journal, when it used to be a quarterly, from spring 2014, how the United States overthrew the democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych, which we detail how the international agencies said was a fair and free election. How NATO promised, or Gorbachev and Reagan and Gorbachev and Bush, when the Soviet Union broke up, they promised NATO would not move 1 inch further. There were 16 NATO countries, now there are 30. And how after this war happened, that the United States began with the coup, Ukraine violated the Minsk Agreement, and they only killed about 14,000 people in the Donbass region, the separatist region. They're all Russian down there. But none of that's reported. Instead, hate, fear is reported, and more war. Get this in your head, everybody. Nothing great is accomplished by war. We need peace. And as we say now, the false flags are waving. They're blaming, Russia is saying that Ukraine has a dirty bomb. It has radioactive material in it that they're making. Everybody in the Western media is making fun of it. Kremlin's saying they got proof. Nope, no proof needed. We don't believe it. I'm telling you, there's going to be a false flag. And then today, And we write about this in the Trends Journal. The Wall Street Journal reported that the United States and Saudi Arabia are on high alert after Saudi intelligence. How about a load of fucking bullshit? Why am I going to believe their crap? Hey, you did a great job killing that guy Khashoggi. Maybe you'll try to kill me too. Oh, he only worked for the Washington Post. But I'm not going there, so you can't kill me. You'll have to come over here and kill me. I'm going to believe their shit. The Saudis, oh yeah, the place that invented themselves in 1934. And the first thing they did was try to take over the Houthi region in Yemen. And then started the Yemen war that the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner Barack Obama supported. And Trump sending weapons of death. The worst humanitarian crisis on earth in Yemen. Oh, what's a Yemen? Well, it's like a Somalia, but I think you got to put a slice of bacon on it. I'm an American. Hey, how about who's going to win the World Series, huh? Yeah, that's Saudi Arabia. Intelligence? How about propaganda? How about the cover of your Trends Journal? This cover came out before this announcement. False flag war. Reveals that Iran is expected to carry out an attack on targets in Saudi Arabia. During a press conference today, Air Force Brigadier General Pat Ryder, press conference, spokesperson for the Pentagon. How about a mouthpiece? Said Washington, quote, is concerned about, quote, the threat situation in the region and is in regular contact with Saudi officials. Official pieces of shit. You ready? Quote, we will reserve the right to protect and defend ourselves no matter where our forces are serving, whether in Iraq or elsewhere, Ryder said. Hey, wait a minute. Protect and defend ourselves? Hey, wait, this is going on between Saudi Arabia and Iran. What does that have to do with me? Hey, Ryder! Hey, Ryder! I'm an American. Has nothing to do with me. Calm down, Celente. We love to kill people. We love war, and you get angry. Be a coward like the people at Rough Draft who locked down when I had a peace rally. Be a piece of shit. Don't you see what's happening? We have forecast this as it's been going on. False flag. They're waving it in front of our eyes. But the people are too blind and too cowardly to see. I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, a Yankee Doodle do or die. I'll go fight in another country that I don't know a fucking thing about because my leader told me about it, and I'll swallow shit. Swallow the COVID war shit, and I'll swallow this shit. I'm a shit swallower. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. Fuck off. So, let's get this straight. We will reserve the right to protect and defend ourselves no matter where our forces are serving, whether in Iraq or elsewhere. America's not being threatened by Iran. It's between those two countries. So, what right to protect ourselves and defend ourselves? Saudi Arabia is not America. I, Gerald Celente, believe in the founding fathers like George Washington. Read his farewell address. No foreign entanglements, especially in Europe. Been going on for centuries. And then he goes on to say, where our forces are serving, whether in Iraq or elsewhere. What the fuck are you doing in Iraq or elsewhere? Should be defending only America. Oh, but those Russians, they're going into Ukraine. We could go into Iraq and elsewhere. What hypocrisy. Anyway, that should cover your Trends Journal. Our forces should be only serving the homeland and not involved in foreign entanglements. Here, this is how they sell propaganda. I picked up this early. I'm going through stuff, this Time magazine. Look how nice they make it, huh? Look how nice. Time, war in the Gulf, special issue, and the language they use. So far, so good. The air war gets off to an impressive start. Isn't that nice, huh? So far, so good. High-tech payoff. Costly arms face their first combat use and prove its worth. Isn't that great? Isn't that great language? Huh? Bush's biggest gamble. The president bets his place in history. And for the moment, at least, he looks like a winner. Place in history. Okay, on to your Trends Journal on the economic front. Great economic overview, economic update, market overview. Again, the markets are going up. Today they went down. Oh, because they're waiting for the Fed to come out tomorrow to see how much they're going to raise interest rates. So again, we said they may not raise them 75 points, so they probably will. But the message is going to be that they're going to slow down raising them to keep the equity markets up. And if they don't, they will definitely lower them before the presidential race in 2024. They always lower them before the elections, the presidential elections, to keep the power in power in power. And then what else do we have here? Oh, you ready? Distressed corporate debt rises. Will a default wave follow? You haven't seen anything yet. And again, the higher the interest rates go, the more people have to pay interest on their debt if it's not fixed. You are going to see a crash in different real estate sectors. And we're detailing which ones in your Trends Journal. High rents chill apartment demand. Oh, and the mortgage rates, by the way, they're only the highest now in 20 years. And as interest rates go up, guess what? And then we have the spotlight world energy markets in flux. And trends on the global economic front. When the economy falls, jobs go with it. They say half of the Eurozone countries are going to enter a recession. We disagree. It's going to be all of them. And it's going to be dragflation. Economies are going to be dragged down, and inflation is going to keep going up. And what else do we have? There's a whole load of stuff. The yen sinks further. The Canadians didn't raise their interest rates as much as they said they were going to. Why? And Australia's inflation rate, that's only at a 32-year high. So what's going to happen there? We have all the forecasts here. And again, spotlight on China, special Ukraine war report. Oh, Putin blames U.S. for Ukraine coup in 2014. Yep. Just as we detailed in your Trends Journal, special featured article by Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, featured guest article by Dr. Joseph Mercola, and featured guest article by Gary Null and Richard Gale. And of course, Trends in the Market by Gregory Mannarino. Expect the Fed to pivot. That's right. And Mannarino has been on target. And again, great trends in, sad trends in technocracy, but great writing by Joe Duran. And trends in the COVID war, trends in cryptos, geopolitics, all what's going on in Taiwan, in Palestine, in Israel, in the UK, in Myanmar, in Haiti, and on and on and on and on. And Trends Eye Views. And finally, Trends in High Tech by Ben Davis. So we're giving you all we can, and we need you to support us as much as we're supporting you. because the more subscribers that we have, the more we can do, the more we can get the word out for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And we're giving you trends to help you prepare for these times ahead. And we are going into the worst socioeconomic and geopolitical crisis in modern history, maybe in written history, if it keeps going and we don't stop it. Yes, World War III has begun. The false flags are waving. So subscribe to the Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. There's no magazine like it in the world. Again, the trend is your friend, and we're the only trend forecasting magazine in the world. You can't get we're getting at Harvard, Princeton, Yale, Cambridge, Oxford, anywhere, because they don't know how to forecast trends. We do. And we're giving everything we have to give you the best. And also, support peace by supporting Occupy Peace, occupypeace.com, occupypeace.com, or freedompeacejustice.com, freedompeacejustice.com. It is the universal church that worships the gods of peace. And anybody that believes in your God does not support war. And if you support war, you're not on the side of your God. You're on the side of Satan. This is demonic what's going on, and we have deranged people. What's his name? Biden brags that he's a Catholic. Yeah, no Catholic. What Catholic are you talking about? Jesus Christ? Is that's who you believe in? I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace, Biden. You're on the other side. You're a warmonger. There's not a war that you didn't support, and you talk a tough game, but you got a deferment for the Vietnam War because you didn't want to go fight. So save your crap. Again, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Salenti and the Judge Napolitano. What he has to say, you need to hear. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow night. And remember, subscribe to the Trends Journal, trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. We need you, and you need us. United we stand, divided we fall. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war. Are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. What's next? What's going to happen? Read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.